Alright, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but we're back in Anime Crusaders. This time we're covering Update 1, the Demon Slayer update. This update introduces a bunch of new mythic units, a new secret unit, and a new unit with a new rarity, Crusader. Really original, guys. However, in this one, considering how atrocious the grinds are, we're only getting one unit. The 2% drop, or 110 pity, Tengen. After we finish the extremely long Tengen journey, everyone's favorite part, re-rolling for one of the rarest traits in the game. Let's get right into the video. Okay, Anime Crusaders Update 1. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not in the best mood right now. I just got completely shafted by AV's Shiny Day, so I'm actually really glad to get a breath of fresh air in a different game. But they've got new icons going, and they look bad. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for Update 1, the Demon Slayer update, featuring the Entertainment District, Infinity Train, and Infinity Castle all, like, mangled together into one. Dude, I low-key forgot to put full screen on. Anyway, update log. We got a new Crusader unit, which is just so... it's desperate, man. How do you have a Crusader unit and a Crusader trait? You can't copy everything from everyone. A new secret. A bunch of new mythics. Let's see, and two new legendaries. One's a farm, one evolves into Tanjiro. We got what? More units. New units, why? Okay, there we go. Kind of worrying that I don't have that many gems. Alright, I was not grinding this very diligently, if I'm being totally honest. So, is Akaza a banner unit? Akaza's a banner unit. Yeah, that's about what's expected. Alright, I got the new farm. Did I get Tanjiro, though? That's the question, man. No Tanjiro. Unfortunate. Whatever. Let's go ahead and quickly get fortune on this new... Okay, whatever. No, a new story. No. No, a new legend stage. No. None of that, please. None of that. See about this castle. I'm sorry, there's two. You gotta do 75 floors on each one. I mean, I like that character. I forgot her name. Her actual name. Is it just Rio? No, man, no. 150 floors total. Who do they think they are? Okay, I guess. Okay. Why is it so long? Check out the new farm. He does have a face on him, obviously, but I kind of already got him gilded, so I guess we'll never see it. Okay, so last time that we talked, I did not have a Crusader Nagumo, but now I have a Crusader Nagumo. I was planning to make a video. If you might have seen my inventory, there's something in there. It's a little bit interesting. I was planning to make a video covering that, and it was actually going to be quite important. A little bit of gossip you might have noticed if you played this game. I think like a week before this update dropped, all the abilities in the game broke, and you just flat out couldn't use them. There was no workarounds or anything. And Nagumo is a character that is hinging on his ability for everything that I wanted to showcase with him, and I just couldn't use it. And honestly, at this point, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't really care that much anymore. This update's looking interesting, I guess. I still have never been content with how bad it is to farm gems in this. It's really hard. It just doesn't feel satisfying at all to do either. I mean, I'll get the units eventually. Having to rely on eventually is not comforting. I think I might drop Geto for a hill unit because, I mean, this is gonna be kind of annoying. None of this matters. This is just a story map. Who cares? But yeah, well, we're here. I just want to chat for a little bit. I don't actually know what I'm gonna show you for this video, but I think you should stick around because I'm definitely not ending it before we get the new Secret Tango. All right, well, that's that. You know, 3 minutes 30 seconds. This will only take like 20 minutes. So yeah, we'll be back in. Okay, I pressed it a little. Wait, what? Okay, I just got word that I'm gonna need like all the mythic units. So, turns out that you need to sacrifice 3 Evo Mythics, apparently. To who? Why is it still here? There's a Rengoku NPC somewhere, allegedly. Some NPC. Oh, there you are. Yeah, you do get the portal from that. Still can't see what you need from the legend stage, but you know what? Why don't we just do portals? Because I need gems too, to be honest. And it's either that or I go do Infinity Castle, and that's not really looking very appealing to me right now. And like, none of this is looking very appealing to me right now. Dude, it took me so long to decide what team I wanted to take, but I think this will work. Yeah, I'll be back in like 2 infinites. All right, well, that's that. I spent 40 minutes in that infinite and got 0 gems. How do you publish an update without checking if 33% of the gameplay loop isn't even properly working. How do you publish an update? 33% of the gameplay loop being total garbage. I would get like 7 law portals from 1 Marineford Infinite. Like, look at this. This is just from like a few. I didn't even do that many, and that was great. Why? Law is 50 pity. So yeah, I'm glad that they were dropping pretty quickly, because 50 pity is still quite a lot. That's a lot of portals that you have to do. Tengen is 110 pity. And in 40 minutes, I only got 3. But whatever. Whatever, man. I guess we'll just do these portals. We'll see how hard they are. I'm not gonna bother with doing anything special for them. Alright, so typical portal system. They still don't have, you know, stage info or anything. We're starting with 10,000 HP off the rip. Are we serious, man? Dude, why did no one tell me that my fan was on? I guess it doesn't scale with other people, but yeah, you know, force multiplayer, tough. You know who else is force multiplayer? Nagumo, the guy that I was supposed to be glazing. Well, I can't glaze him because I don't want to use him in multiplayer, and to unlock one of his passives, you have to be playing in multiplayer or run with no farms, and you're not running with no farms. Alright, shiny Tengen right here, and I will completely erase all the negative stuff I have said so far. Took them this long to reach the exit, man. Tough. 110 Tengen tokens. Took 4 minutes to clear that. Took 40 minutes to get 3 of this. It's getting hot in my room, and this update is actually pissing me off, so I'm gonna turn my fan back on, and you'll see me when I have Tengen. Seriously, I'm not gonna show you the rest of the game. All right, and we're back, and it's the next day? The day after? I can't remember. But yeah, you know, after being kind of dejected over bugged portal raids and all this other stuff, I mean, a lot of stuff has changed. Giyu, Tengen, everyone's been changed pretty much. Infinite wasn't granting gems. I think that's fixed now, and portal raids were like half what they were supposed to be, so it's no longer a 32-hour grind solo, but we're still looking at a really big grind, which is why, you know, I got my friends here. They were carrying me while I was recording the World Lines video, and they're waiting for me to open this portal. But yeah, I got the Tengen Portal. As you can see, I wasn't even a third of the way to pity, and I had it open on my iPad, and I ended up getting it. So yeah, let's just pull this open, I guess. All right, so yo, they're coming out with 34k? Okay, that was the strong demon. The normal ones seem to be okay. But yeah, if you get one of these portals, don't try to solo it yourself. Probably not a risk you want to be taking. Allegedly, the portal drops are like 2% for the host and 1% for, you know, not the host, I guess. Which is not that bad. Those are some pretty good portal rates, honestly. But still, 110 pity is... What are we thinking, man? If you're looking at 7 portals per 40 minutes in Infinite, just like, you know, that's a rate that I've seen around and a rate that I've experienced myself. That's taking you, what, 628 minutes? So, okay, it's finally quieting down. Anyway, as I was saying, that looks to be about 10 and a half hours. And each portal takes like 4 minutes cleared optimally. So we're looking at 1,000 minutes. Sorry, 1,000 minutes. That is about 17 hours to get this secret unit that will be outclassed in 2 updates. Not 2 full updates, just 2 updates. Boss is coming out with 3 million. I don't know if portals scale or not. I might be crazy. I don't think they should. They're pretty tough. Oh, sorry. I skipped right over him. So nobody got him. But look, it's Kimlee. So here we have this Tengen, no shiny, no nothing, 800th to get. I can see why. This model's pretty cool. He looks a little bit skinny, I'm not gonna lie. I think if you're gonna go the sculpting route, you know, this guy's like 6'7", so it'd probably be best to give him his musculature, but really solid model. Cutscene? Let's see, so random people on the friends list. All right, so we're gonna need 75 of the Eternal Vows, which I already have. I have all the stones and a ton of these dreadful legend stage items. As you can see, I've already tried one. They're so boring, obviously, and you need to do a ton of them. So they each take like 4 to 5 minutes. So yeah, that's about 3 hours just getting these Evo items. Unless you get a little lucky, then it's 2 hours. That was my favorite part of Anime Adventures too. I'm glad that they brought that back as well, along with everything they stole. Bad idea? Yes. Do I care? No. Ooh, overdrive. We're gonna keep that for right now, just so I can get takedowns on him sooner, but at the end of the video, we're gonna roll on him some more. But yeah, I don't know if I already recorded this stage. I might already have. I don't think I did. So, all right, here we are in the legend stage. I forgot to turn off auto start. But let's touch on this map a bit. It kind of sucks. But yeah, as far as the difficulty of the stages goes, it doesn't seem to be that hard. But I don't have the patience with this update to give it anything less than Crusader and going AFK. And the boss is dead before I can even say anything. So we're gonna finish out the grind for these demon crystals, and then yeah, we'll move on to the next map. All right, we're moving on to the next legend stage now, and I've gotta say, quite the improvement. This one actually looks pretty cool. I do have another video that I have to record, so I kind of don't want to spend too much time in this game right now. Probably come back to it later. But yeah, overall, this map looks really cool. The ummm eyes, really nice. Difficulty of this one doesn't seem too bad either. Seems pretty easy. Let's go ahead and take a look at this Tengen guy. Whoa, okay, passives. Whenever an enemy dies within Tengen's range, he gains 10% critical chance. This bonus lasts until a critical hit occurs. Let's see this. Let's see these attack effects. Pretty cool, pretty fast. Again, this is with overdrive. Let's see. Oh, and then the last one, such a long cooldown for such a short animation, goodness. Don't know what was happening with his crit chance there. That's his crit chance, isn't it? Why was it so high initially and now it's just going down? Gains plus 10% critical chance, cannot stack, but it did stack. Wait, I almost missed this boss. What? Why are we T-posing? Why are we... All right, and this is the last one. Let's go ahead and boost it up to 10 for a second. Yeah, nice map, you know, nice and simple. Enemies coming out with 2k, pretty manageable. Fire and light boost. That's great, actually, fire and light. I will appreciate that there's 3 different maps, one for each legend stage. It keeps things fresh, and although it doesn't really last that long, that's still a great choice. Good investment. So this is the big legend stage. This is the one that drops one of Akaza's Evo items, 2% drop with no pity. The culture right now is that everything should have a pity, and honestly, yeah, it's a good way that we're moving forward. I think grinds are better when there's a set number, not when you have to wait for a drop chance of something, because that could never hit. Oh, there he is. He's hiding. Thinks we don't see him. All right, and 2 drops. Well, those are all the legend stages. Overall, they're, you know, pretty cool. What's not pretty cool is how much of each resource you're going to need to evo every single unit and the new Crusader unit. It's trash. Yeah, we're back to prime anime adventures, you know. All right, and we're back, I think 2 days later. It's been a little while. I've had other things to do. Gilgamesh Familiar just dropped an AV and I had to cover that, even though it didn't do that well. So we're back in Anime Crusaders, and you know what? I'm in a much better mood. Okay, I'm gonna give this game a fairer shake, but I'm still, you know, very critical. Finally got Tanjiro. Did spend a few rerolls on him. I'm probably gonna go for Crusader on him. I mean, you can use Remnants on him because he's legendary and he's honestly a really good hybrid. So having him Crusader would be super easy. This Tengen guy's finally finished. As you can see, there might be a little bit of a discrepancy. I may have, you know, resorted to some less than fun methods because those legend stages were so boring. Either way, max potential, please. Okay. That's good. Ooh. Yeah, this Troy, he had an S+. Yeah, it's 5% more. Oh my gosh, 25k for each stat transfer. Anyway, let's go ahead and evolve this guy. Nice, it did go up to SS. That's very good. Pretty cool. I don't think anything can beat my shiny Nagumo. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that? I might have mentioned it. So let's look at this guy's passives right now real quick. He got, oh, okay. So he keeps his plus 10%, but if Tengen attacks without landing a critical hit, he gains plus 20% critical chance per hit until he crits. That was activating before he was evolved. I see, okay. On critical hit, Tengen throws 2 explosion marbles. Okay, 25% damage in a small circle AoE, so he does 50% of his damage follow-up. That's really good. Each attack has 33% chance to throw 1 explosion marble at a random enemy in range. So if you crit on every attack, every third attack you're doing 75% damage instead of 50. When this triggers, Tengen's cooldown reduces by 2% up to minus 20%. Okay, so statistically it's gonna take you 30 attacks to reach the minus 20%. If this effect fails to trigger for 3 consecutive attacks, he instead throws 4 explosion marbles at random enemies in range. That's really crazy. This guy's honestly really good. Overdrive is a good trade for him, but you know, that's not what we're here for. Let's see if we can get something really crazy on him. Ooh. Okay. Plus 75% toxic damage. Yo, this could be really good because of his insane follows. Like, he just keeps following up. Wait, so, oh my god, wait. No, let's really think about it here. Yes, his explosion marbles do 25% of his damage, but toxic damage is based on his normal damage. So every single one, he's doing a plus 75%. Oh my gosh, so if he throws 2 explosion marbles here on critical hit, right, he's doing 50% damage. With toxic, he's also doing a bonus 150% damage. 200% damage on critical hit. No, wait, this might be crazier than Crusader, honestly. I mean, he's probably super expensive, but still, what the heck? I've been super critical of this update, and I still am, but I haven't given it a fair shake. There's still another game mode that we have yet to try, and I would at least like to give that a chance. If you weren't super curious yet and you didn't go look, basically this is just like Infinity Castle from Anime Adventures, and I think it's more akin to, you know, AA rather than something like Worldlines from AV. However, to obtain all of the main prizes, you know, that's 75 floors on each one, and it's pretty good. I don't know if these are remnants or tokens. I would hope that they're tokens because 100 rerolls is not a lot for how much effort that you're putting in here. Now, let's assume that each one of these takes 4 minutes. You're doing 150 stages total. That's 10 hours to complete all of Worldlines. I mean, even if it was only 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which is the shortest stage that can be completed in this game, I'm pretty sure, that's still like a solid, what, 8 hours? 7 hours? Something like that. That's too much. Something like Worldlines, which takes 6 hours at the fastest, is not, but hey, that's just observing it from, you know, an outsider perspective. So before we go and showcase what Biohazard Tengen can do, let's try out one each of the Infinity Castle. All right, so we're coming into floor 1. No elemental bonuses, but I'm pretty sure in Anime Adventures they also took a while to kick in as well. Starting off really easy, I imagine it's gonna scale up pretty badly, but we'll see. Based on floor 2, we'll go up to floor 2, see how it is. In the meantime, let's see if we can showcase Tengen real quick. Now, he is one-shotting, but whoa. What just happened there? Whoa. Wait, his ticks are going really fast. Let's see, 8,000 damage. All right. Rushful explosions. This was the final attack that he had on Evo. Wait. What was that? Okay, something is triggering the Relic's guaranteed crit passive, and I think it's his follow-ups, which might actually be a bad thing, but not really. Because, I mean, he's critting a lot. I haven't seen him miss a single crit so far. All right, big cone for the last attack. Really big range, actually. Wow. And at max, he's doing 38k every 8 seconds. Relatively low DPS. If you put all of them down, that's 12k. Granted, however, he's doing follow-ups like crazy. Let's assume that he is doing 50% of his damage on every hit because, well, I don't see him missing a single crit, you know, in practice. So, he's doing what, 18,000 damage? That's pretty much it for his base kit. However, you can get a trade on this guy and increase his DPS. I, however, have Biohazard, which I don't even want to calculate how much it's doing. I just know that it's a lot. If we go ahead and look at this update log here and go back to the release, immediately after, they buffed Tengen to create more DPS consistency and made his follow-up hybrid. Then they nerfed him again, then they reworked his passive. Oh yeah, here we go, another one. The point is that this unit, the secret unit, got changed 4 times, and I know for a fact that this update was not finished. when it was meant to be released. I know that for a fact, which is just not good culture at all. Not a single successful game has done that, you know, because it's always come out that the update wasn't ready to be released, and no one likes that. We would all prefer a better game than a rushed one. We know who's balancing because they either got put all the blame on them or they wanted to take all the blame, but Splyx or whatever, what are you thinking? It's self-explanatory, and an update shouldn't be so self-explanatory in how bad it is. We're talking about the Infinity Castle. There's floor 1, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so yeah, we're looking at about 7 or 8 hours, might be less than that, 6 or 7 hours. So the scaling isn't that bad. Granted, there are 75 stages that you need to go through, so I would venture to say that this scaling is gonna go up to like 8K on spawn. It's not that bad, it's whatever. Although the wave scaling is really high. All right, and that's floor 2, about the same clear time, you know. Not much difference. If you're bringing a Crusader, this will probably go super smoothly for you. All right, for fairness' sake, we're also gonna look at the trait list. The scaling is notably much lower, I think. Of course, you're free to verify yourself by scrolling back, which I currently can. This is a well-balanced game mode. If they add the elemental and, you know, damage type boosts or whatever, it might suffer a little bit. If you don't have the right Crusaders, if you don't have the right units built, you might not be able to make it past a certain floor. But if it's balanced well, to make it to floor 75, you won't need something crazy. I don't plan on making another video on this update, to be honest. Very underwhelming, very stress-inducing, just not fun at all. I'm glad that I got Tengen so fast, and I'm glad that I got him Biohazard. I'm expecting that nerf to arrive in my update log very soon. In this update, you have 2 options. Do a 30-hour solo grind, or force yourself to play with other people. And then, you know, it goes even further than that. Are you gonna do a 12-hour multiplayer grind, or sit in Infinity Castle for 7 hours by yourself, doing the same thing over and over and over again for 150 stages? Do you see why there's an inherent problem with this? It's just taking way too much time. I don't know whose premium payout you're desperate for, but that's all the money that you're getting. Spending money on this game is just not worth it at this point. I mean, play with other people or be bored to death. But there we go, that's the traitless mode. Seems to be easier than traits, which is good. Unfortunately, that's gonna wrap it up for today. I'm out of items and I'm out of patience, so I can't really showcase much else in this video. I wish I could have showcased some more units, but hey, there's already enough of those out there. I wanted to make this centered around Tengen too, because I think he is the most painful grind out of this whole thing. I've seen the Yakuza grind, I've seen how many units you need to evolve and how many you need to sacrifice, and mainly getting this item, which is a 2% chance with no pity. But it's just, at least there's variety. Okay, it's a lot. It's way too much to do, but at least there's variety. Tengen, you're just sitting there for hours. You're sitting there for a good majority of an entire day, just doing the same thing over and over again. Just to do what? To get another portal. After you do all your portals, you still need to do one more, which is just, you know, that's insult to injury. It's whatever. But I don't mind it that much. I just wanted to point that out. Let's close off the video with some re-rolling. Oh my, okay. I think that's gonna wrap it up. Yeah, if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe, you know, the whole shebang. Comment what you think about this update. I'm really very curious because I've seen the reception hasn't been the best. So I really want to know what you think, because I know there's a lot of opinions that don't find their way into the public eye. If there's a single developer watching this video, which I imagine that there will be, not because I'm popular or anything, but because, well, the reception to this update hasn't been very great. I'm not telling you how to make your game. I'm not telling you how to make it better. I'm certainly not one of the people qualified to do so. However, I am qualified to be a player, and as a player, I don't like this update, and I'm going to be playing different games, and I think that is the exact antithesis of what you want. So maybe reflect on that, and add pity to some of these items. Add pity to the core item that you want to add, and reduce the overall time of the grind, because you're just making your players suffer for units that are going to be outclassed in, at most, 2 months. I give it 2 months before this super horrible grind that everyone had to go through is not only outclassed in its rewards, but outclassed in its level of suffering. Because if you keep going down this route, you're just going to keep making worse quests that nobody wants to play. But I've been rambling for too long. Yeah, I think that's it. Bye-bye.